So, good morning, everyone. This is a few days late Miracles and Wonder show. Lots has been changing, and I'm back in Australia, and I am finding it incredibly hard to settle back in. I don't know, all that, flow of new energy for me, and being kind of the center of attention, and having people always asking me what's going on and letting me tell my stories. I think I love that. It's very exciting for me. It is my drug somewhere. So now I'm back here and I'm in my office and I'm working on office related things and sorting out bills and all the things that to me feel very mundane. Anyway, today's show is to let you know why it's just me here. It's just me, because I'm the storyteller. And as you've been following with Miracles and Wonders and the Perfect Present, I'm learning a new cosmology. It's really challenging. The cosmology of seeing yourself as a living master and knowing that whatever is happening in your life is perfect for you feels totally, I want to say the word innocuous, and I don't even know what that means, but it feels totally oppositional, or it feels totally, just does not gel within the paradigm that I personally have been living in, where I think things are going to get better. I think if I can only improve, a certain set of outcomes would manifest themselves that would show me that life is perfect the way it is. And that doesn't even make sense. We've been talking about how do we market the Perfect Present course, because it's not like other courses. It does not say to you, if you do A, B, C, D, and E, you'll find your soulmate. It does not say to you, life will present the outcomes you are looking for if you just follow this formula. It is very alien in many ways to our, and it goes sensibilities. And men, lately, Mel's been saying something to me that's really got me, bitten me somewhere, and it's that sense of, I was never sold that dream. We were talking about families and things, and I was talking about how my family every Easter goes to the same place with the same other families, and they're not my family, but they're like family. And whenever any significant occasion comes up, they're there and they're looking after each other. And she said something about, I was never sold that dream. And I felt really kind of offended and wanted to defend that sense of people being loyal to each other and people caring about each other in a particular socially sanctioned way, that so that it looks like we're playing happy families. And ironically, that's the thing that can irritate me the most too, when I'm hanging out with happy families. While I was away, I was doing the Perfect Present course. I was contributing to it. I was making interviews with amazing people living their amazing, amazing lives. And when I say that, I don't want to focus anyone out, because all the lives of the people I met were totally amazing. And that's part of the whole story of the Perfect Present, is that everyone are these amazing parts of the whole, that whatever is happening in their life is working for them. And as we learn to look at things from that sense of self-awareness, and always bringing it back to, well, what does that mean for me? Like, if it wasn't about anything else, if it wasn't about anybody else, if it was just about me, what would that mean? Like, once we get that self-awareness, that understanding of where we're playing the game from, or what game we're playing, it then gives us permission to be where we are. So there's no stress or strain or pressure around trying to be somewhere else. And when there is, it's highlighting the game that we're playing. So for me, it's often highlighting the game that I'm playing of not being good enough or wanting things to be different or trying to create the ideal situations in certain areas, whether it's that money area or the love area or even the business area, that it looks a certain way. So I guess what I was saying about the marketing of this course is that where do we go? Because although for me it's been a change in paradigm, a change of way of looking at the world, or it's highlighted for me, that's the thing, it hasn't really changed anything. It's just highlighted for me where I'm playing the game from, that I'm trying to make myself better, that I get into a rage when I can't force the universe to show me the cards I want to see. And I feel like there's a lot of that rage on the planet at the moment because people are busting their balls to try and be the Australian Idol, the Entrepreneur of the Year, the good mum, the, you know, some dream they've been sold that if they can just look a particular way and their life can just conform to these outcomes, then they'll have made it and everything will be okay, and they'll be able to tick all the boxes, and they'll be able to show other people that they've ticked the boxes and that everything's okay. And it does feel like sold on a dream. Like, as much as I react to it, I go, that's exactly what's occurred. Like, you know, in different ways, all of us have been sold on some kind of dream. It's our own dream. We've created it. We've pulled in all the things that we think will make us happy, all the things that if we could just do it that way or just look this way, we would. Satisfy our own desire to be perfect, satisfy our own desire to have won in the games that we're playing. I don't know, when I've been talking about this before, there's been this rawness to the conversation that makes you know it's very real. And often when the camera's on, it feels like we lose that rawness because we want it to look a particular way. And I guess that's one thing that, you know, really attracted me to doing Miracles and Wonder with Mel, is the sense that there's no washing over the rawness. Like, if it's rage, it's rage. If it's crying, it's crying. If it's distress, it's distress. If it's just simple fun and laughter, it's simple. You know, there's no trying to make it something it's not. It just is what is. And the total acceptance for that from Mel can be incredibly challenging because I don't accept all of the parts of me. And I remember when we were initially working together, she talked about having, I can't remember exactly how it was now, but it was that sense of there is a room in your house for every single one of your emotions to come home to, and for you to welcome them and recognize them and be grateful for them and see where they serve you, no matter what that emotion is, no matter whether it's felt like it's been the thing that gives you the most distress, the most disappointment in yourself. There's a place where you can welcome that home and recognize how that works for you, recognize how that serves you. You know, and even lately I've just been like, oh my God. You know, I came home, all these bills came in, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? Just every day, a massive bill would come in that, you know, I should have been expecting, but I just wasn't. And it was that sense of, for days I was going, I'm going to have to borrow money off someone. I'm going to have to borrow money off someone. And getting really traumatized by the fact that I'm not winning in that game of life. When, you know, for the last few years, all I've done is set myself up to win in that game. In some way or another, you know, I've been focused on it, going, I want that to be different in my life. So, you know, as the days have gone along, like, all this story has come out, become apparent, where that is the one way I get close to people in some ways. For some people in my life, that's the time when they really come in and show me support and open up to me and I feel connected to them, even though it feels uncomfortable, it feels awkward, and it feels like in another place it makes me feel like I'm not winning. That thing, that connection that I really want with the people who are important to me, that's where I get it. And that's where I've continually got it over time, where they can step in and help me. You know, for them, that feels safe and comfortable to step in and help me in that way. So there's been a lot of revelations about that. The main thing is that, and it's the most irritating thing about the perfect present, there's a little banner behind the perfect present, an 8-week experience. Turns out it's not really an 8-week experience. It's just the beginning of something. It's not even the beginning. You know, we're all on our course in life. And it isn't really a course, because it is a learning to be in the moment and accept whatever is and be with that and embrace it, whatever it is. So this is the challenge again for me around the perfect present, is because the extraordinary nature of letting yourself be. It seems like it should be the most simple thing to do, to accept reality as it is for you right now and embrace whatever part of you is arising for its experience. The responsibility that takes, the sense of okayness, being okay with the world, being okay with this. And I go divinity, because we're all talking about oneness, we're all talking about interconnection, but we have got it all so separate. You know, that the bad isn't part of it, that the wrong isn't part of it, that when we get better, we'll be able to be a part of it. If other people acted a certain way, then they would be part of it too, but they're not at the moment because they're messing up. There's a real judgment coming from most of us that divinity isn't all that is right now in this moment. That, you know, nature is separate from humans, what humans have made, that wars aren't the same as peace, that everything, you know, there's better and worse everywhere we look. And I know for me, the, I don't know, just kind of go the fight or flee response is about that. It's about never feeling comfortable in my own skin. Always feeling like there's a battle to be had somewhere to try and win the game, and most often seeing it as a loss, looking at life and only seeing the losses, only seeing where I'm not getting to the standard, where I'm not as good as somewhere else, where I'm not completing all the tasks on my to-do list. And in the new understanding I've got, going, well, that must be working for me. Instead of trying to change it out there, bringing it back in and going, well, what's going on? That's me. That's how I am. That's where I am right now. I'm struggling, I'm fighting, I'm trying to change things. How is that actually working for me right now? And it works, because it's like it's the spotlight for me is being in this space, is having people going, oh, are you all right? Are you sure? Can I help? You know, like that is where I get the attention when things aren't la 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 la, spotlight la la. This sense of bringing people in to help is part of the keeping the attention on me. But what I'm recognizing is what I really need is to keep the attention on me, myself, and to be able to see what's actually going on for me. To be able to see where I'm playing the game from, to have that level of self-awareness where it comes back to what am I, you know, where am I operating from? Where am I getting my sense of feeling loved, feeling safe, feeling like I belong from? Because quite often it is from that sense of separation and trying to bring it in, rather than finding the place where I can recognize the interconnection is always present, and feeling into that depth of knowing that everything is part of me and all of this is my experience to be had exactly as it is right now. And the other part of it is that I just feel so much. As soon as I go that, I feel like the floodgates open up somewhere. And I love it when I'm in that flow of life where I'm exploring people's eccentricities and sharing their heart songs with them and dropping into the things that bring them huge joy in their life. And that, I say, feels like it makes their life worth living. But most of the time, I'm tapped into what's not working, what people are feeling distress around, and what people are feeling upset around, because I feel like that is, I mean, that's what I tune into, because that's where I'm tuned into most myself. But I also feel like that's a clean reflection of what we are mostly tuned into on the planet, because we are looking for what's not working to fix it so we can get better, so we can change the world and make it a better place and heal the world and fix it so that we can have some happiness or we can have some peace. And I guess that's the simplicity that I'm finding through understanding more about heart alchemy and living in the perfect present. Is that is here all the time, that peace and happiness for the gift that we're given, the experience that we're having in the moment. Like when there is no right or wrong, and there's no good or bad, you are just able to embrace what's here and have that experience that we're so used to judging it. Like, oh, if I'm sleeping all day, that's bad. I'm not being productive, I'm not getting my jobs done. If my arm's sore, that's bad. It could lead to worse things. If I'm not in the world engaging, doing my gift, on my mission, that's bad. I've got to be out there making the world a better place, improving things, making life, fly. We're so used to, and it is like a harshness on ourselves. It's always wanting ourselves to be different. Like, as I just go, the Roman Empire does not crumble based on what I do. Like, if I stop doing anything right now and just sit at the beach enjoying the waves all day, I'm not going to die of starvation immediately. The pollution in the ocean isn't necessarily going to get any worse. I don't know. But yes, everything I do has a massive impact, but also I'm doing everything I do in every moment. There is nothing more that we have to do. And there is this sense of, what do I love to do? What I love to do right now, and not what do I think I love to do, what have I loved to done in the past, what have other people gone, that's what you do, you're good at that. But what would I do with this moment? There was no other things clamping down on me. What lights up? What's my loudest point? And it's not necessarily, oh, la, the thing that you feel like's the right thing. It is just the thing that it is. I don't know, and quite often I am looking for the follow-on effect, the chain reaction that an action will cause before I even let myself go towards it. But it makes me think of like the honeybee, it's going around, it's collecting honey, It doesn't even realize it's pollinating the flowers, which is probably its main purpose, because if it wasn't pollinating flowers, there'd be no more honey for it, no more nectar for it to collect to make honey. But it thinks it's going to get honey, but it's actually buzzing around everywhere to get the flowers pollinated. Like, we do not know the mystery of what we do. We do not know what us sitting on the beach watching the waves, what butterfly effect that has. You know, we weren't made masters of the universe in terms of controlling it and directing it. We weren't made that for a reason. We were made to live in the mystery. And in this mystery, we certainly have an internal compass. That internal compass doesn't always look like angels singing and telling you, go this way, you'll be exalted and you'll be the chosen one. Sometimes it does look like you're taken out. It looks like you're lying down and can't move. And it's our own personal permission to have that experience, to embrace that experience, to give that experience a room in our house, to not be in comparison with other people. I'm smiling because I go, I'm always comparing. I'm always in that competition mode. I'm always in that, how much am I given? How much do I deserve to receive? How much, you know, what's the exchange going on here? I always look at things from that exchange paradigm. And the heart alchemy paradigm is very different to that. There is no line between us. So there is no line between the give and receive. There's a continual magicking. Magicking is the only word I can think of energy. And it's not like the cause and effect that I base my reality on, which is mostly part of the distress. The distress that I get into around that cause and effect isn't in a fair flow. So I guess I wanted to put something up this week to let people have a glimpse into what the experience of being in the perfect present has been for me. And like every other day and every other year of my life, there's highs, there's lows, there's flatlining, there's people coming at you and telling you you're fabulous, there's people looking at you like they've got no reaction to you. There's all kinds of experience going on there, and I'm responding in all sorts of different ways. What I love about the perfect present experience is that I'm learning to accept me, where I am, whatever's going on. I'm learning to make space for that experience, to be honoured. You know, in my poetry writing, I'm always going out there and going, hey, here's your personal poetry portrait. I acknowledge you are amazing exactly how you are right here, right now. Whatever's going on for you, your gift is shining, you are present, you are having the experience. And so through the perfect present, I feel like, and it's not a learning, because it is this is the bit where it gets really challenging, because I'm so used to going, I've gone in there, I've learned something new, I've changed and I've improved my way of being. But this is something, and to make it different isn't it either, because whatever occurs is the perfect thing that will occur for you. Whatever your response is to the course is the magic that you're there to receive, that you're there to experience. But I do know it is that sense, if you're an outlaw on the edge of the frontier, if you feel like you are an explorer or a philosopher of a new paradigm, or you feel like you are a way shower, an edge seeker, this course will definitely stretch you to expand, to embrace where you are connected to everything, where you are perfect exactly as you are, and you are given permission to fully be yourself. and to be on a path of self-discovery, to be on a path of I always think of Einstein and just think of that sense of, you know, the solutions to our problems won't be created by the same paradigm, and to step outside of those dualities, to give yourself permission to be how you are without judgments on it, without expecting something different, without trying to force or control, or even that sense of surrender, forcing yourself to surrender. It's like, if you're not surrendering, you're not surrendering. How do you embrace that? How do you recognize that that is the truth, perfectly made as a choice by you right in this moment? And this is the way reality is playing out. This is the experience that you're having. This is about embracing that. It's not about forcing you to be some new spiritual way that works. It's about recognizing what is actually working for you right now. And I guess the most important thing for me is that every day I become more aware of where I'm tuned into the divine, of where I already have this amazing, it's not a guidance system, but this amazing innate quality of being where I need to be and having the experience I need to have. And just where the more I recognize that this life is working for me, it is unfolding in miraculous ways that I cannot understand. But at the same time, what lights up for me, what's my loudest point, is the very thing that is calling for my attention, that is allowing me to focus on, to have an experience. And it's not that old thing of, I'm going to have an experience and I'm going to learn to be better, then I'm going to move into my higher self and I'll be on my mission to change the world and everything will get better and we'll all live on heaven on earth. It's that being here now in this present moment, in this perfect present, this experience is our divinity. It is our heaven on earth, being here now as it is. Like, you know, and I feel like so many things touch on it, but then they jump into this judgment, which takes us outside of our own experience right here, right now, and outside of the place where we can get that self-awareness. So I keep coming back to, you know, the one obligation that Miracles of Wonder is about, is that one obligation. And that's yours to make up, but, you know, it is somewhere about being present, allowing, giving permission, being with what is for you. So I invite you to join us at the perfect present. This Miracles and Wonder show is going to be changing its format, I guess. Sometimes Mel will be on, sometimes she won't. I'm on a technical upgrade myself to deliver you something that will be really enjoyable in a different way. Just because I get to meet the most extraordinary people all the time, and I want to share those connections with you guys, because I do feel like that's part of my job as well, is to bring you things that will really stimulate you and open you up to playing in your perfect present. And yeah, I do want to make that commitment that I want to keep it raw. I want to keep it real. And I want to give myself permission to play where I'm at. So, for this episode of Miracles and Wonder, I'm signing off. And I hope you have a great week. If you've got any questions or anything you want to have a closer look at, check out www.miraclesandwonderdownunder.com. And right on the front page where the Fairy Godmother's coach is, you can start getting into the information of this. That'll talk about the one obligation and stuff like that. There'll be a couple of free things that you get out of that. So we'd love you to access them. If you want to get more of a sense of where this is the same and yet different as some of the other things you've already done, we've got a little ebook called The 10 Commitments, which we love for people to start thinking about what their own cosmology is and where they're already coming from with their truths of what's really true in their lives. Not what you've laid over the top of what you actually believe, but what the truths really are in there for you. And then, of course, we've got the 8-week experience, which I am also doing on a continual basis. And I would love you to also be a part of. So this show is coming up just before Easter, so happy Easter. I hope you all get to have an understanding that the experience you're having is perfect for you. And lots of love to Mel and to all the amazing people who've been hanging out with lately. And we'll talk to you very soon. Ciao for now.